Today we're taking a look at these college football matches, which are happening on Thursday, December 29, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus check out our Patreon in the link down below if you want access for our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation, so make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Texas Longhorns vs Washington Huskies. The Texas Longhorns step onto the field holding a record of 8-4 this year. In their last game, the Longhorns played the Baylor Bears and earned the victory with a final of 38-27. Bijan Robinson was the leader on the ground for the Longhorns with 29 carries for 179 yards, 6.2 yards per carry. Quinn Ewers finished 12/16 with 194 yards through the air. He had a quarterback rating of 176.9 and finished the contest without throwing an interception. When it came to stopping the run, the Longhorns gave up 101 yards on 39 attempts, which is 2.6 yards per run surrendered. Texas surrendered 18 completions on 36 attempts for 179 yards and a completion rate of 50.0%. For the game, they had 64 plays for 402 yards. The Texas Longhorns ran the football 48 times and amassed 208 yards, which had them averaging 4.3 yards per carry. Regarding putting points on the board, the Texas Longhorns hold an average of 35.7 points per outing. Offensively, they're averaging 199.6 yards via the ground game, ranking them 26th in Division I. The Longhorns have racked up 5,164 total yards this season. In terms of getting the ball in the end zone, Texas has totaled 22 passing touchdowns and 28 rushing touchdowns. Texas has 280 first downs, and they have committed 73 infractions for 570 yards. They have given the ball to the opposition 12 different times. The Longhorns are ranked 29th in the country when it comes to their opponent scoring, giving up 21.2 ppg. Opposing teams are running for an average of 3.3 yards per rushing attempt and 123.0 rushing yards per game so far this season. In total, they have conceded 1,476 running yards through 12 games. Regarding passing yards, the Longhorns are allowing 2,868 yards, which has them sitting in 83rd in Division I. They are giving up 239.0 yards per game via the pass and allowed a completion percentage of 63.4%. Over the course of this season, they are giving up 362.0 yards per outing, which ranks them 49th in the nation. They have surrendered 16 touchdowns through the air, as well as 13 touchdowns pounding the rock. The Huskies have had an incredible season thus far, and there are no signs of them stopping heading into this one. Even though they'll be traveling to the state of Texas for this showdown, they still have a lot in their favor to come away with the win. Texas will be without Robinson at running back in this one, which is sure to throw off the balance of their offense and leave them to lean way too heavily on Ewers, who hasn't had to carry the load yet this season. For Washington, they'll be thrilled to have no opt-outs for this one, and with the nation's top offense being fully intact, they'll have no issues pulling off the upset in this one, let alone covering the spread. Additionally, according to covers.com, Washington is 4-0 ATS in their last 4 non-conference games and are 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games, following an ATS win. Our team pick is Washington, plus 3.5. The Huskies head into this matchup 10-2 this year. The last time they took the field, the Huskies took home the win by a final score of 51-33 against the Washington State Cougars. Michael Penix Jr., 3 TDs, ended the game with 485 yards on 25 43rds through the air, while his quarterback rate was 171.3. He threw 1 pick, and his average yards per attempt was 11.3. Wayne Tolapapa ran the ball 13 times for 126 yards, finishing the game with 9.7 yards per carry for Washington. The Huskies finished the game with a total of 703 yards, while they ran 67 plays, 10.5 yards per play. Washington ran the ball for 9.1 yards per attempt, totaling 218 yards on 24 attempts. Washington surrendered 36 run attempts for 75 yards, 2.1 yards per carry. The Huskies' pass defense conceded a completion percentage of 64.2%, surrendering 358 yards on 34 out of 53 through the air. Much has been expected from Texas over the last few seasons, and there is likely to be a difference in mindset should they finish this season with 3 straight wins, as opposed to losing this one. A win on the road against Kansas and then at home against Baylor helped right the ship as the season drew to a close, though this team is still lacking quality wins. The Kansas State win obviously jumps out, but besides that, this group has mainly struggled against teams that have consistently found success this season. With a 2-2 record away from home, they'll be happy to be in state for this one and are hoping that a Longhorn-heavy crowd can give them enough edge to take down one of the most talented teams that they've faced this season. The Longhorns have a few injuries that they continue to navigate heading into this one, though none appear to make or break their roster. A pair of wide receivers are out indefinitely, while a tight end joins them. With neither of the three having grabbed a pass yet this season, the Longhorns should fare just fine without them. In year 1 under Kalen DeBoer, the Huskies have seen a resurgence toward the top of the Pac-12. Grabbing 10 wins has been incredibly impressive for this group, and with 6 wins in a row since their 2 defeats in the fall, there aren't many teams playing better football than Washington right now. The Huskies have been able to find success on the backs of one of the best defenses in the country and a defense that has only improved as the season has progressed. Home field advantage has been massive to their success through this season, with a perfect 7-0 record at home. Having to travel halfway across the country for this one could be the one thing working against this group. With no players having opted out, that should help as well. The Huskies come into this one with one injury to worry about for the bowl game. Jack Westover, concussion, has established himself as the team's leading tight end this season, and without him, this team could see a slight decrease in offensive productivity from that pivotal position. In relation to their ability to score points, the Huskies sit 5th in D1, with an average of 40.8 points per game. Over the course of the season thus far, the Huskies currently sit at 4,520 yards via the pass, together with an average of 376.7 passing yards per game, ranking them first in college football. The Washington Huskies have an average of 521.7 yards game, which is good for second in the country. The Washington offense has accrued 742 yards of penalties on 82 infractions, which is 31st in Division I in terms of helping out the opposition. Washington has allowed a total of 1,530 rushing yards, 127.5 yards per game, as well as 13 touchdowns rushing so far this season. They have allowed 25 touchdowns through the air, as well as 241.7 yards outing, which puts them in 90th in the country. The Huskies' defense has taken the field for 802 plays, which is 40th in the country. The Huskies are giving up 26.3 ppg, which has them sitting 63rd in college football. Over the course of the season, they have allowed 316 points in total. The Huskies are one of the most prolific offenses in the nation, but Texas has shown that they can slow teams down. I don't think Texas will hold Washington to under 20 points, but they won't be scoring north of 50 points like they have 3 times this season. Without their top running backs, Texas's offense will look very different in this game. They won't be putting on an offensive show either. The under is 7-2 in the Longhorns' last 9 games in December. The under is 4-0 in the Huskies' last 4 neutral site games. Our total pick is to take the under on Thursday.